Hi everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be going through how to extract some oil from the compressor on a CO2 transcritical system. As you know, it's quite important to test your oil at least once a year or when your manufacturer says so. So let's get into it and have a look how to do it. Okay, first thing that we need to do is we're going to switch off the control circuit on the electrical panel. So we'll just open up the panel up, and then this circuit breaker over here, which is the control circuit, gets switched down into the middle selection over there, which means that the system will be off. After we've done that, then what we'll do is we'll disconnect the compressor completely from the power supply. We'll take the first fuse and then we'll disconnect each one as we go along. 1, 2 and 3, and then you know that your compressor is completely isolated. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to isolate the gas side. Here on the discharge, we'll start off by loosening all of the caps. Loosen this cap, and then also the top one, all the way off. Loosen the seal, gasket, and then we can go ahead and we can connect our gauges. Once our gauges are connected, just make sure that they're actually closed. Then we can go ahead and then we can open the valve all the way until it's front seated. Once that's done, then we can move over to doing the suction side. Okay, now we're on the suction side of the compressor. We'll go ahead and do exactly the same as what we did in the front of the pack. Now you can close it. Just remember to make sure that the gauges are closed already, which I've already done. And then that's all the way closed. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to close the oil line. So we'll just take the cap off here. And that one is closed. Now we can see that both the HP and the LP have got gas in it. Now what we need to do is just release the pressure in the compressor to make sure that there's no gas left in there. So just open slowly. Okay, so now that we've confirmed that we've got no gas in the system and also it's electrically isolated, now what we can do is go ahead and we can unscrew the little dip tube where we're going to get our oil sample. So once we've got the nut opened, we can go ahead and we can extract the oil that we need out of the system. Just make sure that your pipe is cut at an angle and not straight so it doesn't suck against the bottom of the compressor. Make sure that your dip tube is all the way in so that you can get into the oil, and then what you can do is just suck on the system 3 times. Once, twice, 3 times, and then that should fill up your bottle. We can then take the pipe out of the compressor, hold it up, and then we can start taking the bottle off. You can see there, it's nice and full, good sample. And then quickly close the container as soon as possible so that you don't get any contaminants in there. So once we've got our oil sample, now we can start just repeating the process, just going backwards. First thing we need to do is to put the plug back into the compressor. Just remember, when tightening this plug, we need to make sure that it's tightened up to 60 Newton meters. For this, you'll need a torque wrench. Make sure it's set to 60. And then we can start tightening our bolts. So once you hear the click, then you know that it's set to 60 Newton meters. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to start the vacuum pump. Make sure that your gauges are open and then switch your vacuum pump on. Then once we've confirmed that we've got a good vacuum on the discharge and on the compressor, we can close the gauges, seal it up, and then we can start opening up all the valves. So close the gauges, switch the vacuum pump off, and then we can open up the valves. Okay, so first we're going to open up the suction side, nice and slowly. And then we can open up all the way. And then just make sure that's tight. Then we can disconnect our hose. There we go. And you put the caps back on. Okay, now we'll open up the oil line. Just remember to keep your hand or a spanner onto the sealing ring over here. And we can open this up. There you go. So now we're going to start the same procedure this side. What we're going to do is we're going to open up the discharge valve nice and slowly. Once that's back seated all the way, we can make sure it's nice and tight, and we can go ahead and we can release the gauges. Nice and slowly. And then replace the caps. Make sure they're nice and tight. Make sure that this is also tight. Okay, and then we can replace the cap. There we go. Once we've completed that, then what we can do is we can make sure that we've got no leaks on the parts that we've worked on. So we'll give them a quick spray. Make sure that there's no bubbles. And confirm that that's all nice and tight and sealed. So once we've confirmed that we've got everything nice and sealed there, we can go ahead, working backwards again. We can start with the electrical side. We can reactivate all the fuses, pushing them in and then locking it in. Then we can go to our control circuit and then switch on our control circuit. And that's it.